Hello, everyone. Welcome to IDAA podcast for AI in healthcare today. Today, I have Elizabeth Daley, who has 2 decades of experience in revenue cycle management, and she's currently VP of Out of Network for Revco Solutions. And I am really excited to host her on our podcast today. Elizabeth, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great introduction. Thank you again for having me on your podcast. This is an amazing opportunity and really happy that we were able to connect on LinkedIn. And I love these kind of conversations that kind of grow and blossom into other opportunities as well. So here we are. So you already did a great introduction on my side. I've been in healthcare revenue cycle for 2 decades now, started in 2005 and been through different various avenues through revenue cycle, even if it was on boots on the ground, on the floor, so to speak, revenue cycle on the admin side for different type of private practices. And then I got a chance to come to the vendor side of things back in 2018 with a company that mainly focused on out of network reimbursement. And so since then, we've grown and did a few merger and acquisitions over the years, and I still have a big passion for out of network as well.
Wow, that's great. This is a lot of experience with revenue cycle management. And I would really like to know what got you interested in AI initially, and what do you
Yeah,
see with AI? Yeah.
it seems to continue to grow year after year. Different things continue to peak up. And so it's always interesting to see how different AI in healthcare are adopting a really, I've just been fascinated by the different technology and how it can streamline the complexity process and improvement overall for like patient outcomes. Early on, I was really drawn to perspective analytics for patient risk and just the natural language that's processing from the clinical documentation side. So just being having these different applications that show us on the AI side, potentially on how to make sense of larger and complex data sets.
There's so many things going on with AI, right? Currently, we really don't know whether all this is on hype, or is there really efficiency gain with AI in healthcare? What is your opinion and what do you think?
Yeah, for my opinion, AI adoption in healthcare today is just a mix of experimental and practical implementations. Certainly, departments like revenue cycle, diagnostic, health is really seeing measurable efficiencies gains. At the same time, there remains some hype over expectations, so it's important to balance that enthusiasm with focus on tangible results.
Okay. Are there areas that you're seeing very big gains in terms of AI? And what kind of applications, or is there more in administrative side, or what areas are you seeing more gains, you would say?
I'm really seeing it everywhere. My main focus is when I'm speaking to people are obviously in the revenue cycle world, just using different type of tools to be either summarizing reports, being able to produce different type of analytics, all to possibly improving workflow. So it might be on the appeals, it might be improving clinical documentations and identifying things faster in that process, but being able to draft communication and analyze those patterns, especially on the claim data. Different AI applications currently delivering the most measurable values in healthcare is revenue cycle optimization, being able to predict claim denials, automating prior authorizations, and really improving collections. These tools have definitely demonstrated accelerated workflows and reducing administrative burden, particularly in the back office operations through front end applications such as like patient triage and scheduling are also emerging.
Okay. So are you seeing this speed up out of network in terms of getting claims accepted and processed? Is that happening faster?
I'll say that it seems like it's the most challenging every year. We recently just did a survey at Revco a few months ago during summer, and the number one concern overall was still denials. We're still talking about denials and the amount of man work that it has to go, even though you've probably done everything possible up to that certain point. But we do have challenges when it comes to the requirements on the payer side too. You can definitely have great systems in place. Being in network is an advantage of too. So being out of network is another layer of how to handle that. Does my claim qualify for an IDR process? Does my claim truly fit the out of network, or did they accidentally process my claim out of network when I have a contract with them? So it's definitely another specialty that the company that I first joined had over 20 years experience, decades before we went through our merger with Revco. And I'm just really excited to be able to really talk to clients in different perspectives, just about the ins and outs of what challenges we've seen over the years.
Wow, that's interesting. And it's good to see this survey also, right? It talks a lot about what's happening currently. And
Absolutely.
yeah, healthcare itself has been really slow in adoption of various things, right? Be it any kind of technology from wherever from decades I've seen, healthcare teams are not very enthusiastic. But what do you see with AI? Are there barriers adopting this, or do you see where people are more open to adopting this?
Sure. I think there's so many different options out there. It's like trying to figure out what AI solution is a good fit for that particular customer or that hospital or that organization. Everybody definitely faces different variations in the AI adoption. You definitely don't want to bring something in that could possibly have a solution to improve it, but then it becomes more heavy lifting for the team. So you obviously don't want to do that. So that includes either data quality issues, privacy concerns, regulatory compliances, and cultural resistance. And often the challenge is less about really the technology capability, but more about integrating the AI and introducing existing workflows to ensure that the staff can really trust and understand the recommendations on the AI, what that AI can provide.
Yeah, I guess the trust is a big factor, right? With
Absolutely.
AI. Yeah. What do you think about data quality? And I know that's one of the big reason now AI is deciding so many things. It's making decisions on probably whether this claim needs to be accepted, denied, and things like that as well.
Absolutely.
What about the data? There's so much data right now. And is that the quality? Is there wrong decisions being made or something where the quality needs to be worked on first? What do you think?
Yeah, great question. I think we could probably sit here all day and speak about data and privacy for hours, right? Especially if you've ever been affected in healthcare with Change Healthcare that happened a few years ago. Data quality and privacies are really the foundation for AI success. Healthcare organizations are investing in your standard, structured, and well-governed data. Overall, adhering to HIPAA and other regulatory requirements. Best practices do include validating that data, role-based access controls, and continuing monitor to ensure the compliance and integrity as well.
I know HIPAA is a big thing with healthcare and privacy concerned right now. What are there areas where AI becomes I'm trying to get at what if there are more privacy concerns with AI now? So do you think it's more than before or we are still there?
I definitely think that it has grown over the years, mainly because there has been some major data breaches. And so having those authentic factors and making sure that maybe the product is good, but is it protecting my patient's information? Is it protecting, how easy is it to maybe not be able to protect it as well as others? So having those type of things, like personally, our company has gone through some very high compliance certifications, that it's not just us saying that we're going to protect your information. We actually have a third party that came in and validated all that information. So having an organization and working with them that has a SOC 2 trust and capability of protecting their patient information is, I think, really important these days.
And I totally agree, especially in healthcare. It's really important to have that. And so, are there cases where you would trust humans more than AI, or other cases where you would trust AI definitely more than humans? Do you see anything
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah, I think trust and transparency are definitely critical in healthcare. Most AI applications serve in an advisory capacity rather than making fully autonomous decisions. What I'm seeing is organizations employed explainable AI models, validating protocols, and audit trails to ensure that the AI-driven recommendations are understandable, that they are accurate and reliable as well.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. You do need to have tools which adhere to explainable AI now. And so, do we need, right now, from what I understand, we do need humans in the loop for all kinds of processing. Am I right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that's really important because I think different roles and different employees may have a little bit of hesitation because it may take over their role, which means they would be without a job. But there's so many different factors in revenue cycle that need people, that need bodies, that need those key decision makers, that I think there's a good balance that we can find on both ends.
Okay. I think this seems like AI is making a lot of difference in healthcare. I feel you are able to see, and because there is shortage of staff, and
Oh, yeah,
making use of AI does make sense.
for
And
sure.
yeah, I know you have on this on your LinkedIn also helping hospitals get paid,
Mhm.
what they deserve. I love that code actually.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
so what do you think? Are hospitals getting what they deserve faster with all tools in place?
I have seen, we've worked with great hospital systems. We've seen people where they've outsourced or had it internal. And so maybe they're going through a transition, either through leadership or internal. So I think we can do everything that we can in place inside of a hospital, inside of a different organization to make sure that we do have the right people in place. But it's always good to have a partner to be able to be like a safety net. So in like from us, we specialize in obviously out of network reimbursement, but we're also able to provide other services that we've really drilled down to in that could be in the complex world with motor vehicle accidents or workman's comp. And having that additional support for the team or being able to help with denials because it just continues to go up every year. And so having that partnership and the right partnership to have a hybrid approach where you have some people internally that might be taking care of your front end process and being able to work together as an extension of their team has been a really key approach that we've had with our relationship at Revco.
Wow, that sounds good. It is helping speed up a lot of things. Looks like, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's so funny because we sometimes we may be going into a meeting that a particular prospect is reaching out because they want to learn about, let's just say denials,
Revco.
because that's the easiest thing to talk about. Sometimes just with that knowledge and knowledge sharing and just strategy conversation, it might lead into something that they didn't realize we were doing. Or maybe it's a situation where we had a knowledge share on our side that they go, oh, I didn't think about that, that I might be going out of network with a particular payer. What do I need before I make that change? So having those type of conversations have developed relationships that we're not going into a first conversation to necessarily have them sign a contract that day, but that we are making sure that on both ends, it's a good partnership and that there's a problem there and there's a solution that we can provide that makes sense on both sides.
Right. I mean, that's really interesting. I also remember denial management is really big, right?
Oh, yeah.
It goes through a huge cycle. I know it's a lot of things and a lot of exchange of information until you get to that thing. And I remember you also shared something related to ghost providers the other day. That's also something which probably AI can help, I believe, be able to,
100%. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I remember back in the earlier days when I had a smaller practice that we literally had somebody manually assigning the workflow queues just because of the EHR system that we had. It just didn't have the capability. So now we're seeing the larger EHR systems that have that capability to be able to go ahead and create those workflows where it automatically assigns it to a particular person on the denial team or a queue or other extensions of AI that just make sure that the workflow process is as efficient and as fast as possible.
Okay, I know this is going to be a big game changer for healthcare, I believe. And so, really nice talking to you today. Before we close this podcast, what is that one big misconception, common misconception with AI in healthcare that you would like to dispel for the audience today?
Yeah, I think from my point of view is that AI is going to take our jobs, especially on the admin side. There's definitely no way from what I'm seeing that can be a possibility. There's too many decision makers that are important that are needed for that revenue cycle piece. I think that we have to embrace it. I think there are other industries that have been able to implement AI in a positive way that is able to work for both in an efficient way as possible. So I don't think it's here to take over our jobs. I think it's going to be here to support and provide us with the most efficient ways to continue to make sure that revenue stream is in a positive direction.
Wow. That's good. You're absolutely right. The fear about losing job is so much with AI, right? I believe it is actually creating jobs in some ways.
Yeah.
They're different kind of jobs, but they're there because right now, whatever AI does, there needs to be human to verify them as well, right?
Oh, absolutely. There's conversations that we've had with people that they're so busy in one functionality of revenue cycle that there are other ways that you can have that person actually bring in more revenue by having somebody come in and reminding them of their annual appointments versus trying to be on the phone with the payer for hours. So, yeah, it's definitely just being able to find the best efficiency possibles for both sides.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. It's been great having you today on our podcast and great insights with revenue cycle management. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone.